It's Tuesday, which means it's time to witness all the happenings in the CWC, not just in the ring, but in the backstage area, and this week in a debate class for some ungodly, unsanitary, and unfucking holy reason. What goddamn ancient totem did I knock over, did I defile, what Egyptian tomb did I desecrate to deserve a debate segment on a wrestling show? I'm going to quickly summarize how I felt about this particular edition by channeling the Krusty doll that Bart Simpson kept pulling the cord of when he thought Krusty the Clown was no more. Fuck. I'm John Rant with my review WWE, NXT, and actually, I have to start this particular review with breaking news because I actually obtained a physical copy of the format that they had for this show. The format that they used. Creative, wrote everything down, figured everything out, matches, time, and everything, all the commercial breaks, all that stuff. I attained a physical copy. You know what you see? Nothing, because they didn't have goddamn fucking shit on this fucking what happened to NXT? Genuine question, what fucking happened to NXT? I really want to know what happened to this brand. What did wrestling fans do? What did legit real wrestling fans do to deserve to watch NXT, which, granted, from a weekly programming standpoint, when Triple H had the black and gold and stuff like that, especially when it was an hour and it was in Full Sail, yes, there were squash matches, yes, there were angles, and yes, sometimes the weekly programming would go up and down, but it felt fresh. Also, it left you wanting more. 2 hours of this tripe, this bullshit, this stuff that 80% of the time is messy at best and really shitty at its worst. There were some moments on this show where I'm like, this show is made for children. This show is not made for adults with functioning brains. And there are talents on the NXT roster, which is technically true of any wrestling roster, but there's trying to have entertainment, and then there's whatever the fuck Shawn Michaels and his goddamn, merry band of lazy-eyed misfits have decided to come up with. I don't know what NXT is anymore. The next show next week is, which of course would be the next show unless we're going backwards, and by God, we could go backwards all the way to 2019. I didn't think I would want 2019 NXT to come back as far as maybe the long matches and the 2-hour format and everything, but God, I will take 2 hours of, black and gold NXT during the Wednesday Night War era, even though it was messy, over whatever this shit is. Next week is next Saturday technically is Stand and Deliver. Stand and Deliver, and they still have not quite finalized the card. More on that here in a bit, but this show was abysmal. The show's a mess. It takes any good talent and basically nullifies them. There were 4 matches on the show. 4 matches. 4 matches on the show. 4 matches on a 2-hour show. Granted, I don't want them to do 7 or 8 every single week, but you're telling me that you couldn't have done a little bit better? Maybe you had 5 matches and maybe cut some of these talking segments down a little bit? We get recaps of Waller attacking Gargano, which I would like to remind people has made me a Grayson Waller fan. Unless he does something very catastrophic and very evil, it's made me a fan of his for life, because anytime you can embarrass Gargano, the Garden Gnome, the Garga Gnome, as it were, and also, let's be reminded that Candace deserved to be jailed for that goddamn atrocious acting. And that kid, whatever. You know what? I'm not even going to pick on the goddamn kid. I could. We start with Pretty Deadly Glory. The host of Stand Deliver. Stand Deliver's got an uphill battle with these 2 goddamn goofs being included. I don't care if they can work. The gimmick's stupid. It's bad for wrestling. It does not make me want to see them wrestle, and I don't care. I don't care. They talk about fashion. They talk about all this. They talk about Mello and Steiner. Mello and Trick come out. I'm finally going to call him Trick instead of Tricky Ticky, because whatever. Some nicknames need to go away. And Trick, him and Mello are a package deal. I really hope that when Mello gets called up, Trick comes up with him, because they're a package deal. And I'm not saying Mello can't succeed on his own, but Trick helps him. This is allegedly a show for grown-ups. And Steiner even shows up to save Mello. Or actually, this is after Trick says, "Oh, it'll be Mello and Braun Breaker." I'll use the name right there because I was like, "Oh my God, why would you do this?" Well, Steiner shows up and yeah, this is allegedly a show for grown-ups and it is all because they knocked the fashion of the champion and challenger. They are fighting over shampoo. Steiner throws one of them, the dark-haired one, and the blonde-haired one was supposed to catch him, but didn't, and that looked pretty brutal. So, ouch. Trick says, you can see how Steiner works. Makes sense. You can see up and close and get a game plan, everything, get the cheat codes. Roxanne provides an update. She's getting better, but they don't know what's wrong with her. This is a lazy way to take the title off of her. Very lazy way. Are they going to call her up automatically? They could. Anything to get Booker off of commentary, I'm for it. She doesn't know when she'll be back. Watch her come back next week, or watch her come back at Stand Deliver, and then make it a 6-way ladder match. Tiffany Stratton took on Indy in a qualifying match. Get Indy out of NXT is what I basically noted. It wasn't a bad match. It was just a match that was just there. Tiffany hit that triple jump moonsault. Very well done. 1, 2, 3. Indy spinning her wheels in NXT. Just put her up on Raw because they might as well reunite the way, because then I'll find a way to go somewhere else and not watch that goddamn tripe, because that was not good. But I fully expect Triple H, who is not a genius, by the way, to do the same damn thing that he tried to do in NXT. Why are Gallus always playing pool, and why do they need subtitles on top of subtitles? I can't understand these guys. Can't understand them at all. The great show to play pool and darts. What is the point of this, and how does this benefit the tag team division? Also, what the hell was Coffee wearing as a shirt? My goodness. I mean, who am I to talk about fashion, but good grief. Good goddamn grief. Why? And Tony D and Stacks show up. Hey, we need to conduct business, so let's go in and drink and play pool and do bad comedy and everything. And why is this on a wrestling program? This isn't good. Speaking of not good, why was Rise of Lyra running through war-torn Warsaw? Jesus. And she looks good. She was running through an abandoned building. Crack house in Atlanta? I don't know what the hell it was. Gigi says she's been through everything. Then Tiffany shows up and says, it's like, whatever. Sorry, that was Lisa when she was trying to fit in with everybody. Tiffany says she'll win. I think Tiffany is going to win the ladder match. I think that's probably where they should go with it, because they seem keen on Tiffany. Toodles. Tiffany has potential, but I don't know. This gimmick's only going to take her so far. Wesley shows up to address the open challenge from Fatal 5-Way. Here's Dragon Lee. Oh, you want to be in it, Dragon Lee? Okay, you can be in it. Dragon Lee gets a big pop, by the way. He loves chaos. Well, he came to the right brand. Chaos, but unfortunately it's uncontrolled chaos, and it's not even the good chaos that's in New Japan. Despite the fact that Yo and Leo are part of it, seemingly, kinda, maybe. I don't know. So anyway, JD McTuna and Ilya Dragunov show up, and then they have their match where first we actually have to talk about something else, because they show up they do their entrances. After McTuna talks, Ilya shows up, and then they're going to have the match. So NXT Anonymous, Anonymous. Basically, Indy's backstage. Zoe looks at her and, just like, what are you looking at? Oh, I'll tell you this. I'm not looking at the next NXT Women's Champion. Ha 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 ha. Isn't it dangerous to put somebody up that was, somebody on a ladder, like Zoe that was there when the Salem witch trials happened? Also, I mean, she's probably pissed at Indy because she's like, what the fuck? I helped colonize Australia. Anyway, let's move on from that. So, Kiana and Fallon do bad scripted stuff all about this man named Sebastian. Apparently, they're implying Kiana has crabs. If you get that reference, I love you guys. This is high school drama bullshit and does nothing for nobody. McTuna and Dragunov had a match while Dragon Lee was there at ringside. I'm worried Ilya's going to have a stroke with how he acts. And a nice heel hook by Dragunov. I don't know what the hell he was doing there, but he's holding his arms, bending back, doing a bridge. It was great. It looked great. Then they battle by Dragon Lee. Both end up popping him on accident. He gets in a fight with them. Wesley jumps from another dimension on everybody. Officials and loud noises. And then Mello and Steiner talk about, well, Steiner basically says, I don't want you hurt. I want to face the best Mello. That's what I want to face. And that's why we need to take out these two goofs. Wesley says, well, McTuna and Elia are in it. Axiom Verge wants to be part of it. But then Wesley says, I want everybody to have an opportunity. So there's one spot left. Let's have a battle royal next week. Oh boy, a battle royal that's a number one contender spot. Or has a contender's, stipulation on it. Geez, I haven't seen that since AEW did 2 straight tag team battle royals. Yeah, more battle royals. That's a great idea. That's lazy. That's goddamn lazy. Anyway, speaking of lazy, here's Javier Bernal doing some comedy. And Javi is not a lazy guy. He actually seems like he's doing the best in his comedy role. He makes fun of Gargano. Gargano then shows up and beats the shit out of him. And then says, Grayson Waller, I have a contract for an unsanctioned match. I have a contract for an unsanctioned match. Basically, you sign this, and that means I face you, and nobody's responsible for anything that we do to each other. So he got that from Shawn Michaels and just seemingly was able to deliver that. Contract for an unsanctioned match. Whatever. You know what? Whatever. I'll overlook that because I enjoyed Waller beating the shit out of Gargano. Waller on the screen says, okay, you hand that to Vic. I'll sign it. You can't be anywhere near the building next week, and I'll do that. Obviously, Gargano's going to have to win, but I think they call Waller up pretty goddamn soon. I think they call him up right after SummerSlam. Because the guy's insufferably good at what he does in the ring. It's actually annoying, almost. But there we go. That was something that certainly, that was something that certainly happened. He then handed the contract to Vic and then kicked Javi again. Again, Javi does the best that he can with this comedy character. So, there's an Indian DJ gimmick coming to NXT. It's Eddie Thorpe. Who the hell's Eddie Thorpe? It's Carl Fredericks from New Japan. Oh. Why does he have an Indian DJ gimmick? I don't think this is going to... Whatever. You know what? He deserves spotlight. Tall guy. Talented. His work can get him over. This does not exactly inspire, a lot of enthusiasm in me. And then we get a package on... Well, first we have Ivy talking about Tatum's betrayal and getting a shot to get into the ladder match. A 5-way ladder match. Oh boy. And then we get a package on Hank Walker. Why was this filmed like we were looking through the lens of the alien beings from It Came From Outer Space? If you get that, I love you guys. Hank Walker basically wants that Drew Gulak because he says he is going to get better. And you know what? The guy seems likable, and hopefully he is going to get better. He's got something. He's got size, and he's not that bad in the ring based on what I've seen him. Or based on what I've seen of him. Charlie Dempsey, I believe, is just ready to kill Hank or possibly take him out to dinner. I'm not actually sure. And then Rise of Lyra comes out with all the smoke. She took all the smoke from the Street Profits. God, they're going to be pissed. She looks good. So is Ivy Niles. It's a qualifying match where I sensed that Tatum was actually going to interfere and stop Ivy, but nope. Rise of Lyra won with a high kick. Okay. What is this? What is this? Why? Why does she do this? Is she a mime? Why is she doing this? I don't know what's going on anymore. By the way, suddenly Fallon Henley is walking backstage and a thunderstorm inside happens. Wait, it's a weird flash bomb. I don't know what the hell. Smoke bomb! And Krieger runs out of the room. All of a sudden, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn tag team her. Never mind. I've seen this in a movie before. 2 beautiful redheads tag teaming a country girl. Always delete your search history, by the way. God, I wish they'd torture me. Moving on from that, Isla is screaming at her. Alba's screaming at her, and then Kiana jumps in and saves Fallon. Says, you okay? Yeah, you can't tell Brooks. You can't tell Brooks about this stuff. So 2 of the people know. 2 of the people in that trio know. And Brooks apparently doesn't possess a TV or the ability to have a DVR to go back and watch the program and watch his girlfriend and hear his girlfriend say this. Way to make characters look like goddamn idiots. So anyway, basically Wes walks by a bunch of people, including Jinder, Dijak, and Dabba 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 K-Tako. They're all going to be in a battle royal, I assume, next week. Dabba Kato tries to say stuff I didn't care. The great debate with Blake Howard, who he's a moderator that looked like he was reading a hostage statement. Was his family being held hostage? It looked like everybody in the background was being held hostage. Potentially their family was being held hostage and they had to act like they actually were humans, while not acting like a human has ever acted on TV or in life at all. They don't know what the fuck they were doing. They didn't know what the fuck they were doing. This is a bad game show thing. The Schism, Joe Wayne Gacy, the used to be grizzled young veterans, and Ava now. Not Ava Rain, Ava. Melting away like Hitler in Wolfenstein 3. Or Episode 3. And Chase U, consisting of Chase, Andre Chase, Duke Hudson, and Thea Scrappy Doo Hale. And Tyler Bate was also there. I'm going to basically tell you what I thought while watching this. I don't know why anyone thought this was a good idea. I don't know why this was on a wrestling show. I don't know why everyone involved didn't immediately walk out because of how bad this was. This is embarrassing. Everyone who wrote/produced this deserves to be fired into the ground until they stop moving in front of their families. This isn't entertainment. Both of these gimmicks are a blight on the freaking, tapestry of wrestling. I don't even know what the hell I'm saying anymore. Tyler Bate looks like an idiot being involved in this when Tyler Bate is a tremendous talent. Who in the world could possibly think that this could be any good? From a creative standpoint, I'm not even talking about the fans. I'm talking about the company. Who thought this was good? This was horribly scripted, horribly done. Even the people that I somewhat enjoy out of this, fuck it. They're all written off. Fuck it. I've written off every single person involved in this. Forget Thea Hale. She can go do something else or whatever. I don't know. She can go maybe back to college and maybe wipe the stench of this off of her. It's a 4-on-4 match to stand and deliver, and Chase University is on the line. Dookie Nukie, I might as well bring the catchphrase back out, or the nickname, basically says, that's it. We'll put the school on the line. So either he's going to turn, Tyler Bate's going to turn, and hey, Ava's finally going to step in the ring. She's had a bunch of knee issues, and I get it. And I hope she's going to be able to succeed. But you know what? Fuck it. This is the worst feud that WWE has done all year. The worst feud that WWE has done. Who is this for? Who is this fucking for? I actually nearly shut it off and said, that's it. I don't want to review NXT anymore. I can't. I can't watch something this bad. How dare you, Shawn Michaels? How dare anybody that had anything to do with this? How dare you just, even think that you can look in the mirror and actually be proud of yourselves? I don't care that I'm getting this angry over wrestling. This is bad. We get more drinking and pool play. At this point that I was ready to just start drinking myself, and I don't like drinking. I'm straight edge. Stop embarrassing the tag division, what I wrote down. Hey, we're getting a 3-way at Mania weekend. Stand, deliver, rundown. Steiner and Mello then beat Pretty Deadly Glory after a leg drop by Carmelo, and there you go. That's it. Anytime Pretty Deadly Glory wrestles, it's embarrassing to the wrestling business. I hate what NXT has become. And there are some weeks I don't mind it. This week was just infuriating. Just infuriating because they thought this was a good program to put on there. Next week ain't looking much better. Battle Royal and various other matches and everything to set up for Stand Deliver. My predictions for Stand Deliver will probably be up Wednesday afternoon. Fuck it. How dare you, Shawn Michaels? Brett was right about you. Agree, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.